Oh, well, hey, church. Hey, welcome today, you Fight for Faithers, as we look at another biblical character. I hope you've been enjoying those. Again, I want to mention that you can get a ton of them online at northalbany.org at our website. And you just click on the Fight for Faith banner, and you'll see a ton of devotionals. Maybe you missed some, you want to share some, that's where you'll find them. We're going to be looking at this biblical character, Isaac, today. This tremendous patriarch of the Old Testament, and the one that in Hebrews 11 says that Isaac showed his faith by blessing his sons in regards to their future. Okay, of all the things that could be said about this guy, is that all? Is that all we can find? Is that all the faith that he had? Well, I would say quite the contrary, and we'll talk about this guy today. Here's a man that for centuries after he was dead and gone would describe this new God that they're following as the God of Isaac, or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's how they would describe their God. He is the chosen son of Sarah and Abraham. In fact, if we were to put the Quran, the Muslim Bible, and our Bible right next to each other, they would be totally in contrast to one another. The Quran would say that Ishmael was the chosen son of Abraham, to where we know our Bible says it's Isaac. Well, why is that significant? Well, for centuries, these two brothers have been fighting each other, the Middle East and those in Israel, as they're butting heads over who's the chosen one, I believe. But these brothers are still fighting over that fact. But Isaac, as you know, was almost sacrificed as they call him a young lad, or some would say boy, and I think it's more young lad or young man. And he was going to be sacrificed by his own dad. Imagine that. We know the story if you're a churchgoer. But that's the story that we have. God tested Abraham's faith, and I really think he tested Isaac's faith too. He said this, God said, Abraham, I want you to sacrifice, and this is what he says, your son, your only son, Isaac, the one you love. That sounds almost like a reference to Jesus and his father. That's an interesting side note. But I believe that Isaac trusted his dad, that dad had a plan, that God had a plan. Well, if we do the math, we know that Abraham had Isaac when he was about 100, or maybe a little older. And if Isaac was maybe in his 20s, Abraham was over 120, doing the math, right? So that's the first thing we note. But if Isaac was either 18 or 20 or so, Josephus, the great historian, has him at about 25. But the significance of his age would be, why in the world would Isaac stand for being sacrificed? Certainly he could have ran off and said, I don't think so, Dad. This ain't gonna happen, right? But he submitted to his dad. He knew his dad had a plan. He knew God had a plan. That's tremendous. And he would honor his parents. The Bible would show several indications that he would honor both his parents throughout his lifetime. Isaac would marry a wonderful woman in Rebekah, who again seems like she was very honored or honorable to her parents as well. And maybe they were a power couple back then, of two people who honored their parents. But together they would set the stage with their children to begin this amazing new tribe, new nation, favored nation before God in the Israelites. And that through their son Jacob. And they also had Esau. But here in Isaac's own words, he would describe God as the Lord before whom I walked. This is a significant phrase because it's the same phrase to describe the faith of Enoch and the faith of Noah and also the faith of Abraham. Pretty good company for this guy, Isaac. I just hope you got a glimpse of this faithful patriarch today. Thanks, church. Have a fantastic day today. May it go well with you.